Jenakis, Sethamro, Magasthorn, and the Provost arrived at the home of Borocane. The shrine was seemingly endless in its width and breadth, covering close to 200 acres of virtual space. The true measure of a caster's power, at least where shrines were concerned, was how real the magic seemed. You knew what you were seeing wasn't real, and yet, if the magic was powerful enough, it was often difficult to believe one's own eyes. Borocane Shrine had no equal. There was magic of every description as far as the eye could see. As the foursome entered, Jenna walked through nonchalantly. It was her home, after all. Thamro and the others, however, twirled in circles, looking about in absolute awe. Magnificent.
I had heard stories about the glory of this particular shrine, but never in my wildest dreams could I have imagined this. Have you ever seen its like before, Oliver?
I must admit, Magasthorn, I have not.
Jenna, are you telling me your master spoke this whole place into being?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, isn't it? Took him most of his adult life to muster the talent to cast it, much less sustain it all.
How does he maintain something like this?
As long as there is magic in Welkin, magic users with real talent need only cast their shrines into existence. The magical energies that reside in all living things handle the rest. But as much as I would love to explore the splendor of this powerful sanctuary, we are here with a particular purpose, young Jenna. The dragon scale. Might you and Thamro go and retrieve it for us? Jenna and Thamro left the area to go get the dragon scale. Once they were gone, Magasthorn grabbed the provost by the robes and slammed him against a nearby wall.
Are you insane bringing him here?
Calm yourself, Benjamin. He suspects nothing, the girl even less.
He could have total recall at any moment. Is that what you want?
That is precisely what I want. What evolution did to him, I need to undo it. I need my warrior back. He is useless to me in this new, benevolent form of his. He'd rather hug you than kill you. Makes me want to vomit.
And what of Kravex? You went out of your way to rid yourself of him before, and now we're supposed to work alongside him?
Yes, for now. We already know that Peros deployed the ghost to deal with him. If he's everything the bards claim him to be, we may not have to sully our hands after all.
Kravex survived in the arena for years after you framed him for your wife's murder. I think he can handle one bounty hunter. More importantly, Oliver, we're going to need your warrior at the peak of his powers if you want to emerge victorious from this foolish quarrel with Borocane.
I am already victorious, Benjamin. I manipulated a dragon-worshipping cult into giving my chief rival a scroll that turned him into a dragon. And then I maneuvered them into hiring Thamno to kill Lucian, the only man capable of reversing what had been done. All I need now is for Boro to be slain.
What you did not account for was your warrior's memory loss, and with it, the loss of his powers. And with that loss, you lost our assurances that King would actually be slain. Thamro was your answer to that.
He was, and he will be again. The dragon scale isn't just for Borocane. The scale is for the spell I need to restore Thamro's power.
Oliver, if he has any recollection of what you've been doing with him?
If he does, better still, when he does, he will embrace me as his grandfather.
I doubt that. Does he even remember who you are? That boy was born to end lives, Oliver. You saw to that the moment you handed him over to the Myrmidons to be trained. If he embraces you, it won't be to kiss your cheek.
We are arguing semantics, old friend. What matters is that nearly all of my rivals, including my former wife Danica, are dead. Once Cain is slain, I can finally contact Ursula regarding my ascension to godhood.
I admire your ambition, Oliver. Truly, I do. Your methods, however...
If you had an issue with my methods of ascension, then you should have stated it long before now, Benjamin. You have more than benefited from our arrangement. You need to quell your fear. This will work. Ursula will only grant godhood to the most powerful magic user in Welkin. Once Cain is dead, that will no longer be in dispute. I will contact her, and then I will become a god. And you, my friend, will have your choice in powerful rewards for services rendered.
For which I am quite grateful, I assure you. Still, I fear that if the boy learns that Lysa and Kravix are his parents, if Lysa learns that you killed her mother...
And who would tell them that?
Well, I certainly would not.
Then who? Thamro was stillborn. He has been more dead than alive from the minute he drew his first breath in this world. I am the reason he is. I alone gave life to him, Benjamin.
With blood magic.
Yes, with blood magic. And yes, I had him trained by the greatest assassins in all of Welkin. His strength is fueled by the very magic that gives him life. And with the dragon scale, we will return that power to him. All I need is a sword.
Why would you give him Kravex's weapon? Did you think he wouldn't recognize his own work?
I didn't think I would see Kravex again, much less concern myself with a trivial matter such as that one.
You aren't the least bit concerned that your so-called champion is running around killing people with the weapon used to kill your own wife? The very weapon you placed her soul inside of after you killed her and framed Kravex for it?
Lower your voice.
You're placing far too much on the line with this, Oliver. That weapon can think. That weapon can make human decisions. It talks for Welkin's sake. The soul of your wife lives within that cursed blade. If you cast anything more on it, who's to say that the weapon won't reveal the whole truth? We are not young men, Oliver. These actions could land us both in the wizard's jail for the rest of our natural lives.
We found the scale!
Magus Thorne nearly had a heart attack when he heard the voice of Jenna Kiss. The provost glared at him with a look that said, "Get it together." He took the dragon scale from Jenna and then looked at Thamro. "Jenna, Thamro, I have not been completely honest with you.
What do you mean?
I told you that the dragon scale was for Borokane's reversal spell, but that is not all I can use it for. I believe we're going to need Thamro's strength to help us reverse what has been done to Kane. And the scale can help us do that, but Thamro, I'm going to need your sword." Thamro unsheathed Convergence and went to hand it to the provost.
Master, what are you doing?
I am handing you to the provost.
But I don't want to go to him, Master. Can I kill him instead?
Convergence, he's going to help us so that we can help save Borokane.
Master, why aren't we killing anymore?
Things are going to be different now. We only kill if we need to protect ourselves or protect others. Is that all right?
If you feel that is best, Master.
I do, Convergence. I really do. So, I'm going to hand you to the provost. Please do not hurt him. He's our friend. He is going to help me be strong again.
More specifically, I am going to draw the dormant power from your body and place it inside of your sword.
How will you do that?
The provost and Magus Thorne exchanged quiet glances. Jenna noticed and answered for them.
They're going to use blood magic. It's the only way something like that could be done. Funny how quickly your tolerance for so-called evil magic practices has changed, Provost.
I respect your position, Jenna. And further, I apologize for what I said before.
Oh, you mean when you threatened to kill me for being a necromancer? That little thing? Water under the bridge. Don't even worry about it.
Your sarcasm aside, Thamro has already been impacted by blood mages. I sensed it on him the moment I encountered him. Magus Thorne nearly rolled his eyes as he listened to the provost craft this elaborate lie out of thin air.
What are you saying?
I would need to know more about your past, of course, but I suspect that what fuels your strength is powerful blood magic. That is why when it is triggered, you become different.
You mean evil?
Well, yes, quite frankly. But If we take your powers, the blood magic that Lucian's spell has caused to become dormant, and place it inside of your sword, I am hypothesizing that you could call upon it whenever you needed it without experiencing the shift in your personality.
Yes, but at what cost? If these abilities are evil, why would you want them in me?
Who said your abilities were evil? Evil is a point of view, Seth.
Suddenly.
No, Jenna, not suddenly. I maintain that necrology has no place amongst the magical community, but that is my point of view. Yours is different, and Seth has that same right. When you call forth your power, you will be tempted to be who you were, Thamro. You must subdue your old nature, make it submit to your new will.
But who I was evil.
Was your hand evil before? What about your nose? Or your ears? Perhaps we should remove those as well.
No, point taken. Jenna, what do you think?
I think he makes sense, much as I hate to admit it. You could have the benefits of your power without the evil inherent in blood magic, as long as it is housed inside of the sword. You're going to have to manage that, though, Seth. Blood magic is serious business. I would only call that power when you needed it most.
But if the blood magic is stored inside of Convergence, wouldn't that just make the sword evil?
I already am evil.
You know, that is a great point. You are the most evil friggin' sword I know.
Thank you, Master. I do love compliments.
So, how exactly would Thamro call the strength from the sword? Would he use a spell? He's no mage, Provost.
Nor does he need to be. All he would need is a trigger word. When he spoke the word, the sword would release the power back into him. When he no longer required the power, he would simply speak the word once more and the power would return to the sword.
What word do you want to use, Seth?
I don't know. I want a word that is easy to remember. I want a word that means something to me. I want a word that, when I speak it, it lets people know that I am there to help them. I have a lot of things in my past to atone for. Welkin knows how many innocent people my alter ego has murdered. I don't want my name to be associated with death anymore.
Then, my master, associate it with life. Do not let your name be a reflection of who you were. Let your name be synonymous with whom you now are, more so with whom you will become. Your trigger word should be Thamro.
Thamro, the Provost, Jenna, and Thorn all looked at each other with tacit agreement. Thamro looked at Convergence with admiration.
Or the trigger word could be kill everybody in the room, which I also like.
No, we're going to go with Thamro. What do you need to do, Provost?
I need for you to get comfortable. I am not skilled in blood magic, but you have my word that I will do my best to make this happen for you.
I trust you, Provost. Let's do it.
The Provost eyed Thorn and smiled before he began casting over Thamro and Convergence. His secret plans of ascending to godhood all hung on the success of the next several moments. While this was going on, Kravex continued traveling to Ubris to meet up with Lysa and the alchemist, awaiting the dragon scale that was currently being used for alternative purposes. And what about the Order of the Dragon? Now that the Tarragon was dead, what were Angelica and Dominic up to? How would they tame the likes of an onyx dragon and make it theirs to command? All this and more in the next exciting episode of Thamro.